I know there are huge issues, huge scandals, and it seems like every single day, us political people, you and me, we get a new one. You know, we're still processing the last one from yesterday or last week, and then we wake up in the morning and we roll over and look at our phones and we think, oh my gosh, no. And they do matter. The scandals do matter. But we do have to stay focused on the big things too. We do have to prioritize what are the biggest things we can do with this little window of power we have. Right now, we have the presidency, we have the Senate, we have the House, we have the midterms coming up. We might lose something of it. Right now, we need to make sure, in the words of a congressman I used to know, we have to make sure we're keeping the big deal the big deal. This Obama scandal is not to be ignored. It probably is the greatest political scandal in American history, and we'll get to that in a little bit with Lee Smith. But there is no bigger deal than illegal immigration, than massively deporting all of the foreigners who have flooded into this country over the decades, not just the Biden years, but for decades prior to that. Now, maybe you don't care that much about it. You want some deported, but it's not something that occupies your mind. You're focused on other issues. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. But the beauty of communists is they will tell you where their power truly lies. They will tell you what they're afraid of you attacking. All you have to do is listen to them, and they will let you know, this thing is really important to us. Don't hurt this thing. Please don't touch this thing. Just listen to these people. Here was Hunter Biden recently.
For someone, am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here by the sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance? And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the criminals?
Setting all the F words aside, that was a lot, wasn't it? Obviously, we can't just focus on Hunter Biden. It's Democrat after Democrat after Democrat after Democrat. They can't stop running to the camera and trying to keep illegals here. Here's Gavin Newsom.
You care about farmers and ranchers? If that's what your number one go-to commitment, then you sure as hell should care about their workers. 41% of our construction workers, Texas and California have the highest percentage of their construction workers that would fall into that category. How the hell do we rebuild Altadena and Palisades? We're going to need a peak next year. We estimate about 70,000 workers. Without that workforce, ain't going to happen. You're struggling here. You imagine a peak there. So I think there needs to be a pathway for those folks as we secure the border, and we own that issue.
Do you feel that they're taking American jobs?
Not in Tulare County. Not in Ventura County. I don't know many people that want a job out there in those packing facilities. Mm-hmm. I don't see many people look like me jumping at those jobs. I just don't. Maybe there's some exceptions. I haven't seen the evidence of that.
Okay. So just as we go along here, we'll do a couple more of these, just trying to keep track of the reasons we were given. Picking the strawberries. You don't want to have to pick strawberries, do you? Gavin Newsom switched to make it about the California wildfires. If you don't want the illegals here, then you don't want them to rebuild. That was odd. Sometimes they just go for flat out threatening the ICE agents and forcing it. Quite a move for the mayor of Los Angeles.
Says that his agents, some of them fear that their families will be retaliated against, and that's why they are covering their faces, that they do wear markings for the agencies that they work with. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, let me just tell you that the masked men are not from Los Angeles. And so how their families could be retaliated against. And then what is that to say to local law enforcement, the Los Angeles Police Department, none of whom are ever masked, who always identify themselves and even hand someone a business card. So that makes absolutely no sense at all. And I don't know, but I have a hard time believing that the woman selling pineapples on the corner is going to attack an ICE agent. And then when he says that there's identification, the problem is many of these men are in plain clothes with vests on that say police. It looks like something that they could have gotten online.
Okay. We'll stop. I could do this for an hour. Why are they so passionate about this? It's not popularity. You can look at all the polls. Virtually every single one says, oh yeah, deportations are great. Deport more. This is not a winning issue for them. So why are they so incredibly passionate about it? Well, when you just accept and acknowledge the fact that all these people are soulless demon politicians, it's not that they care about the strawberries. It's not that they care about rebuilding the Palisades. It's none of that at all. Let's focus on why they truly care. Well, there's a story as old as time. And that story is evil tyrants. In any form of government, evil tyrants prefer foreigners over their citizens. Evil tyrants prefer foreigners over their citizens. Plato talked about this. That's how old this concept is. And it's a very simple concept to understand, you see. If I am an evil tyrant, then what is the true big threat to me? I'm an evil person. I'm just trying to loot and pillage a country. I'm in charge of that country. What is the true threat? Who is most likely to rise up and stop me? The patriotic citizens of whatever country I'm pillaging. So if I have a problem with the most patriotic citizens in that country, citizens loyal to that country, citizens like you who want a better country, then I need some new people in here. I need to bring in some people who don't feel a sense of loyalty to the country. I need some people brought in, essentially call them citizen mercenaries. I need some people brought in who I can pay off with a $500 Visa card and some Medicaid benefits, a room at the Roosevelt Hotel, and they'll crap out 15 kids who will vote Democrat for the rest of their lives. Thus, patriotic citizens like you simply get outnumbered in the end. It's a simple calculation. It's not accidental that the Western civilization countries led by evil people from France to Germany to America to the UK to Ireland to Canada, I could go down the list, are all struggling with this exact same thing. The mass importation of foreign barbarians bringing in drugs and crime, raping and pillaging the people. Why are all of these politicians on board with the exact same policy? Because the policy is good for them. It's about money and power. Back in 2021, this moron Yvette Clarke, again, if you just listen to communists, they'll tell you, Yvette Clarke went on camera and said why she loves illegal immigration.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. We have a diaspora that can absorb a significant number of these migrants. And when I hear colleagues talk about, the doors of the inn being closed, no room in the inn, I'm saying, I need more people in my district, but just for redistricting purposes. And those members could clearly fit here.
I need more people in my district for redistricting purposes. Otherwise, I lose power. Not about the country. The country never enters that demon's mind. When she raises in the morning, when she lays down at night, she thinks about herself and power. And she understands the mass importation of foreign barbarians may end up with your daughter raped and your wife murdered, but it keeps her in Congress. That's why Chuck Schumer got up and said this.
Now more than ever, we're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Just listen when they talk. They will tell you the game. And before I let you go, before we move on, we're not done here, but we have a big show for you. Do keep in mind that it's not just Democrats that believe in flooding this country with foreign barbarians, giving them amnesty. We still have foxes in our own henhouse. We still have people inside the GOP today pushing for amnesty. Here's Maria Salazar of Florida, who needs a primary.
If you are undocumented and you have been in the country for more than 5 years, you do not have a criminal record, you're working and paying taxes, you can come out of the shadows with no fear and apply for the dignity status. That means they will pay a fine of $7,000 over 7 years, buy their own health insurance with no access to any federal programs, and contribute 1% of their salary to the United States Treasury. That is $50 billion plus. Just do the math. In return, they will never be deported. They will be able to go home for Christmas or to go bury their mother and come back to the United States to continue working and paying taxes. It gives them a dignified life in the promised land.
Pretty revealing what these people think about America. You can violate our sovereignty, come over here, pillage this country, and then for a small percentage of your paycheck, we'll allow you to stay here. We need these people out of Congress. All that may have made you uncomfortable, but I am right. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.